Okay, let's try the intro again.
Intro. Wait, camera, bitches.
I'm Stacy, you do, I'm Linda, and then I'll do, this is our podcast, Okay. Hello, I'm Stacy J.
I'm Linda Martinez.
And welcome to Unlocked and Unleashed,
the podcast.
Raw conversations about love, life, and business.
Exactly.
It was really professional. I'm very proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
We seem like we got our shit together.
Finally. Can you believe we look like we have our shit together?
Dude. I'm telling you. Far from it.
What did it take to get here?
A hard look in the mirror, for one. A lot of things, but a hard look at the mirror for one. And a lot of unleashing and unlocking.
Did you know I have an ebook about unleashing your soul?
Yes, I did.
It's a workbook. You can work through it like in 6 steps to unleash your soul and tap into your full potential. And the title is Bye Bye Bullshit.
Yes, which is an amazing.
By the way,
which is an amazing motto to live by. Like bye bye bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah, and this I know that we are surrounded by so much bullshit and in so much noise in today's life, and especially in the situation that we find ourselves in. And like when you were asking me, what did it take for us to finally, get to a place where we know who we are, we know what we want, we know what motivates us, what fuels us, what energizes us, what gets us up in the morning, and the constant pursuit of that, because it's a constant pursuit, it's a constant journey, it's a constant thing. And I think that's what a lot of people forget. There's no one pill, one answer fix all. It's constant, it's work.
You never arrive, so to say, right?
Exactly.
It's not
You
an
never
end
really
goal.
arrive.
You don't have like an end goal, like when I did that, then that, like, no, then you're dead, right?
Exactly. No, and that I mean, I'm grateful that I discovered that like in my 20s and when I was kind of young, but it was so disappointing, man. It was so disappointing.
Oh, dude, I remember when you told me about that.
Yeah.
Now I have an epiphany. Is that the word?
Yes.
I remember sitting here in Thun, right? At the River Aare.
Oh, yes.
Mülliplatz. It's a beautiful place.
Mülliplatz is gorgeous.
We have to record there sometime.
Yeah, we definitely
when we have proper microphones.
Exactly. When we have proper microphones.
Yeah. No, but I remember, and it was about throwing your old standards.
Letting go of your standards. Oh my God, I remember that so much. Because it's such a simple concept. Yeah, let go of your standards. But I had to really get into that. First of all, where do these standards exist? How do they even come to be? Like, where did that come from? Did it come from my upbringing? Did it come from my background? Did it come from people in my life? And why was that relevant to me? Why did it carry so much power over my life?
Exactly. Why do you believe these standards are the standard, right? Because we make them standards and then we live by them, and by, it's like having this invisible cap, you don't even realize they are there. They're like freaking blind spots. It's incredible.
It is, and they capture you. They capture you, like in its entirety. You are like held onto trapped to that in the sense that you don't even see, hey, there's other things. There's other options. There are other options,
Right.
And besides the other options, what is it that I want?
What is it that I want? What is
the simple question, eh?
It's so simple. What is it that I want? But come up with an answer in an instant, right? Like, drop your old standards, just realize, oh my God, I'm living after a paradigm that's not really mine.
Yes.
Like, what did I build here?
Yeah, and that I don't even believe in, actually.
That I don't even believe in. Like, let that sink in. Sit in this like shattered, like in the broken glass, and then ask yourself the question, what do I really want?
Yeah.
It's Jesus. I remember after I said in the introduction that after I came to Switzerland, my whole life broke down, basically.
Yes.
And I remember that I asked myself this question: who am I, and what do I really want?
Yeah.
literally, you know, I went to buy groceries, and at one point I just realized that by habit I bought stuff that my ex-boyfriend would like, and I was just, you know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I was just putting the stuff in the fridge, you know, like totally on autopilot, and I was looking at it and I was like, I actually don't like to eat that, you know.
And you didn't even realize it.
I didn't even, it took me weeks, if not months, to get to that point, and I was like, it was like, you know, someone like just hit you in the face, and it was, oh my god, I literally don't like that stuff. I don't like to eat that.
Yeah. No,
So,
I totally feel you.
so much about
but
standards,
a lot of us get trapped into patterns because of these standards, right?
Yeah.
We develop into patterns and patterns of behavior that we adapt because we feel like this is the way I'm supposed to behave in order to whatever.
In order to
I can't even describe it because it's bullshit.
But what is the whatever, right? What is the whatever?
What is the whatever?
What is the whatever?
I mean, the whatever is what people expect of me.
Yeah, right.
What I'm supposed to do,
you know,
or say, or be.
what is the funny thing?
Yeah.
Do they actually expect that? Expect that? Is that real even? You know?
But the thing is, when you're in that pattern, you believe that this is what is expected of me. So and so and so and so, they expect this of me, and therefore I have to adopt this certain kind of behavior, and eventually leads me down a path where I lose myself and everything that made me me. At the end of the day, I mean, you buying groceries that an ex-boyfriend, you know, like that you didn't even like a robot, you know.
A freaking robot, autopilot, like blind, you know, blinded.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And the funniest thing about it all is like, are these expectations that we think we are to fulfill, are they even real? Do these people that we think have these expectations, do they really have them? And if so, who gives a bleep? You know, like who gives a shit about it?
Yeah.
And but I guess the most revealing thing is if you actually ask, you know, it might be your parents.
Yeah.
You might think, you know, that's the most common example.
Yeah, that's the most common example
that I can come up with.
Hey,
right?
I come from the culture, you know, my parents were, you know, they sacrificed everything for their kids. So, I mean, it was never physically said or like actually mouthed out, like you need to carry on this legacy and you need to achieve great heights because we were in the trenches and we suffered. You know, it was never like that. They honestly just did that so that we could have a better life than they did. Like, finish. Like, that's
what every parent would do.
What every parent would do. But somehow I honestly carried it around on my shoulders for a very long time. This expectation that I thought they expected of me, where they were just chill.
You picked it up somewhere, right? You
exactly.
just overheard conversations, or you just saw things, or I'm doing such an amazing thing right now. It's like hypnotherapy, you know, by Marissa Peer. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing.
You know, she's awesome, this woman, like crazy good. And I actually got into some of her audios where she like does a regression into your childhood. Dude, what is coming up there?
Yeah.
Like, you know, situations where you pick something up and you give it meaning and you live after this paradigm your whole life.
Yes.
And then you realize,
but can I tell you something? Like, if we speak about it, it sounds so ridiculous, eh? But it's the easier option. Because what's the alternative? Taking your life in your own hands. Which is like so scary for so many of us. Like, actually living by other people's standards and living by society standards or people that you admire, your parents or whoever, it's easier than creating your own standards and living your life for yourself. Because if you want to go down that road, you know, you need to be honest. You need to really be honest, and you really need to be truthful to yourself and define you in a lot.
Yeah, and
sometimes it's just easier to just go along with what we think was this picture painted out for us.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on the moment of awakening, because picking up things in childhood, giving them meaning, and then creating standards and patterns out of them is actually very natural. So, you know, we do that. Our subconscious mind works like that, you know, like the human psychology is made to. In the first like 7 years, a child is living in the theta brain wave state, right? And unfiltered, everything just seeps in. And
like a sponge,
like a sponge, and they just write their program. It's like a computer, you know, like the program is written inside of them, but nature made it like that, so they learn to like how to navigate in the environment, right? But we have to see that our world today is so complex. Absolutely. You know, it became so complex. We are not living in caves anymore where you can like repeat what you see your parents do to don't be eaten by a tiger, right?
Exactly.
So that is that.
Yeah.
But I guess for every human being comes the point where you have at least a bit of doubt, you know? Me, I have to say that, you know, when my whole life broke apart, it wasn't like, oh, you know, like it wasn't a huge surprise.
Oh, really?
You know?
Yeah.
I knew for a long time that something was wrong, but I really didn't want to look at it.
Didn't want to face it.
And I think that's what you are referring to,
absolutely.
Right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Because my dad always said the biggest fool is the one who fools himself. But I feel the opposite. It's so easy to fool yourself.
Basically,
because you're gonna, you know, you're gonna be easier on yourself than what you are gonna be on other people. First of all, you're gonna let things slide, even though you know you shouldn't have done that. But being honest with yourself is incredibly hard.
Yeah, it requires some guts. You know?
It's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah,
it's definitely it takes a lot of strength and a lot of rawness.
You know,
it's not a warm, cuddly experience.
No, I guess because in these moments you're alone with yourself.
Exactly.
You have nothing to hold on to.
Yeah.
Except yourself.
Exactly.
And you know, it's ugly. It's ugly.
There's nothing nice about it, honestly.
No,
honestly. And it's I mean, this is why I love having these conversations with you, because facing your truths, defining your standards, finding out what makes you you, and all of that, it's not a fun experience. it's not you know, popcorn in movies. It's not beers at the beach.
It can get very dirty, right?
It can get very dirty, and I want to speak to women that are willing to do that.
Exactly. I mean, you know how many times, me personally, how many times have I been on the floor crying?
Yeah.
Literally on the bathroom floor. And it may sound like cheesy or made up or whatever, but you know, facing your truth and facing what is happening, and it takes so much out of a human being, right?
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It's absolutely exhausting, and that's why, you know, we shy away from it. We sweep it under the mat.
Exactly.
And suppress those feelings.
Yeah, because in that moment suppressing is easier, and I see that in my clients, right?
Yeah.
There is always, and you might know the process.
Yeah.
Because you told me I should like put the
disclaimer. Disclaimer. Working with Linda Martinez, having her as a life coach. Whew. Yeah.
No, I see that in my clients all the time, and it's not that I don't know it, right? I went through it myself, but it's like you go into your first sessions and we look into what is going on, right?
Yes.
And then mostly, like after a certain time, there comes this point of breakdown, right?
Yes.
And it's not like a breakdown that you cannot go out of, but it's like an emotional unlocking and unleashing, right?
It's a tear down because
a tear down, nice.
We want to talk to our hearts, right?
Yeah.
We want to find out what's lying deep within our hearts, and in order to do that, we need to unpack and literally like
the onion,
but it's not a delicate process. process, and then your truth shines through that, and that shining through that is so, it's so impactful and it's so powerful. And that's when I said you should do the disclaimer, because once you tear off those walls and tear off those layers, you are left with who you truly are, and you can't go back. That was the disclaimer.
That was the disclaimer.
That was the disclaimer that you should tell all your clients before embarking on a journey, because you can't hide into that safety cocoon of lies and veils over your eyes ever again. It's
like with the fridge experience, right?
Yeah.
I had the revelation in that moment, oh, I actually don't like that stuff. I can't go back to,
because you're bullshitting yourself.
Right?
You know that. You realize you conscientiously bullshit. That's the thing. Before you were subconsciously bullshitting yourself. Now you're conscientiously bullshitting yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a like, ugh.
It might work for a while, but it feels so off, and
It does feel off. It feels feels like you're allergic to it. Actually, that's how I felt. Like, ugh, I'm allergic to it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this kind of work and these kinds of conversations so important. To get away from the glitz and the glamour and the makeup and the influences and all of this, and to tear it down to the raw inside reality of women, of our struggle, of all of the things that we really have to face, plus the expectations of our partners and our families and societies. Meanwhile,
and ourselves.
Meanwhile, getting lost,
getting
completely lost, and waking up, I don't know when, if we ever wake up,
right?
So
waking up to oh my God, I came here to do something completely different, to be someone completely different, right?
Exactly.
I'm not supposed to be here. It's like, in the working world, in the job world, I have a proper apprenticeship, I did that. I was a dental hygienist, and it's a good job. It's a good job. It's a proper job, right? And I went through all the stages, like if I achieve that, then that. If I achieve that, then that. And I was basically successful, right? Like I finished my apprenticeship early with good grades, and even though I shouldn't have by my behavior, but I did, and I had good workplaces, I had a good salary, but inside of me there was always this, it was almost like ripping me apart, this feeling of like, I don't belong here. That's not...
Oh man, that resonates with me.
Right?
Yeah,
it's not where I belong.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm supposed to do.
It's not my purpose,
It's not my purpose. And
like I can do it. I'm good at it.
I can do it.
There's nothing wrong with it. No, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing negative or whatever, but it's not what is meant for me.
Right?
Yeah.
And it took me years. I was 17 years in the workforce. Imagine, I was 17 years in this job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's half my life.
Yeah, it's half your life.
And I bit through it, and I basically, for such a long time, I was, asking myself or questioning myself, why can I not just,
be happy with it?
Be happy with it.
Be content with it.
Shut up, just do it. And
just
be like everybody else. What I said, like this fitting in.
Fitting in,
Yeah, but eventually it just didn't work. And after I broke free and did what I really know I'm supposed to do, which is like helping people, transforming themselves, transforming their lives, looking into what is there and then pop out, And I just love it, and I'm living for it, and it's not easy to build a business.
No.
So many people, oh my God, there is so much like build a business in 1 week, or do this, do that.
Instant gratification.
Oh God, I
instant gratification.
It's so tough, It's
It's like that because, first of all, doing anything on your own, whether it is starting a family, starting a business, choosing a partner, whatever, there's all of this criticism out there.
Yeah.
So therefore, things like build a business in 1 day, build a business in 1 week, all of these instant gratification things seem attractive
Yeah.
Because, okay, in 1 week and then I can say this and this, but you're not doing it for anybody else, you're doing it for yourself. And if you take every aspect of your life like it's your own baby, like it's your own child that you're birthing, you would handle it so much different. And you would handle yourself so much different.
I love that you know, like put that you put it in that this
context,
in that context. Thank you. Because it might work. You might make money within 1 week.
No, for sure.
You might get clients within 1 week. But who are you? In my experience, you know, building a business and being a coach, like before I was working for someone else and I put on my mask every day and I was this persona, you know, representing the business of someone else, right?
Exactly.
But then building your own business, and in my experience, and would have someone told me before, I might wouldn't, you know, I might wouldn't have walked that path.
Exactly.
Was that right? My grandma.
More or less.
Okay, so because it's hard, you know, to look what is there. It's hard.
Terribly hard. It's terribly hard.
It's so hard to walk through the valleys and through all the, you know, like oh God in the heavens, like how many times did I fail and break down and it didn't work, you know?
Absolutely.
Course correct.
And you don't see that. No. You see the success stories, like I always say, you see the success stories, you see, you know, the house and the cars and all of the nice things, which whatever. You don't see what did that person do to get there.
Exactly.
You hear about it, maybe, sure, you know, because it makes a good ad, it makes a good, you know, copy. It's good copy.
It is.
It's good content, but specifically how? And I grew up listening to struggle stories because that's the history of my people, and I grew up listening to specific things, you know, specific difficult situations and how they overcame that. And I always ask myself the question, why don't you hear about this? Like, I'm privileged to hear about this because I'm in a specific circle at a specific time. But why are the struggle stories, why aren't the hardships and the overcoming of those hardships, why don't we hear that so much?
That's a good question. And is that not the question that led us to make a podcast?
That is literally the question that led us to start this podcast, start this platform.
Right.
For women.
Yeah.
You know, in the world struggling.
We don't exclude men, by the way.
We don't exclude men.
You are invited to
We like
listen.
to look at them from time to time. They make for nice decorations.
Look at this girl.
I didn't say that. I'm not sexist at all. No.
Men are invited as well, you know,
to
drop into and get into the female world as well.
Absolutely.
But I guess, in my experience, also the content does more vibe with women.
Absolutely.
Right?
The content does vibe because our struggles are different, our lives are different.
Exactly.
And I mean, as much as I am a feminist, we are not the same. We do have differences. Do you know what I mean? And our struggles, we have so many. We have a time bomb. We have clocks ticking that they don't have.
The biological
clock. We have all of these things and our hopes and our dreams. How do we fit that in with all of that without losing ourselves?
Yeah, I guess it's really different. It's really
it is a different experience, and that's why I'm passionate about female empowerment and about helping females by talking, by conversing, by opening up, by creating this platform of like-minded sisterhood, international, creating all of that so that we can get together and connect and talk about it. I'm so happy that in this, what is it, almost 2 years now that we're in this situation of the sea situation. One good thing that's come out of it, I hope for a lot of our listeners and for our viewers as well, that you have been making more connections because I feel like
Weirdly, yes, right?
right, because of the situation, we're more like we're at home, we're home officing.
We should be isolated, and we are at one point.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Many people are. I see so much struggle, you know,
Yes.
with people who are in situations where they are living alone and maybe dependent on help or whatever,
Absolutely.
you know, and like cannot leave the house, and it must be terrible, right? It
Absolutely.
must be so terrible.
Yeah.
And
I felt like I felt for the bulk of this entire season that literally imprisoned. Literally imprisoned, not only because of restrictions, but because of, you know, not being able to see your family, not being able to see your friends,
yeah,
and feeling like you're in this box and you're waiting for an announcement to know when you can move.
Yeah.
But that's the physical situation that we're in. How has that translated into our mental and our emotional state with that?
Yeah, and it might. I don't want to play it down, right?
No,
like
yeah,
there is
sure.
there's something going on, you know, it's affecting people and it's huge, and you know, like,
Absolutely.
but somehow it does sound like a reflection of our insights as well, you know?
Yes.
Like people get more isolated, we are more fearful.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I was wondering, you know, when nobody was listening and nobody was watching, sometimes I have been wondering, does that reflect maybe a part of what our society has been developing inside
Absolutely.
of themselves?
I think that this entire 2 year almost of this situation has brought a lot of darkness to light.
Yeah.
It's brought a lot of darkness to light.
Yeah.
It really has. And I'm thankful and I'm happy for that, because you know we kind of took a step off the rat race, and took a look at ourselves and kind of saw like, hoy, there's some dark and deep things there.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And whereas without the situation, maybe if we were going about our normal lives and doing whatever we want to do,
stuff would be so different. You know?
Exactly.
I have to say, I have to confess, that I feel so blessed and so lucky that I found myself in a good situation. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like family-wise, I was with my husband and my son. We could spend lots of time. We have a garden, you know. We are the lucky ones with a garden. Like during lockdown, we had nice weather.
Exactly.
And but I have to say as well, it's the work that I have put in before, you know, to manifest a good relationship.
Absolutely.
I have been through the struggle, you know, but that was 5 years ago.
Exactly.
So at that time, I didn't believe there is any good relationship, right? So I shifted all of that. It doesn't exist. There are no good men and all of that, you know, like that's the love topic. I've been through all of that, you know, and I've been hurt, and oh my God. But you know, my husband and I, we found us. Camilo and I found us, right? And we've built what we have today. So like the whole situation in the lockdown, I was blessed, you know, with my family, being together with my family. But what you are saying, you know, like the extended family, you know, our parents, my parents in Germany, his parents in Colombia, right? There is a huge wall, you know, like we couldn't see each other during the year, and
when hurts. I think, I can't even speak about it, but sometimes when, you know, when I'm trying to fall asleep or whatever, I imagine the first time I meet my family at the airport.
Oh my God.
I don't know why I torture myself like this. Because maybe it brings me joy. It's a hope.
Because it's raw conversations.
It's raw conversations, yes. But it's a hope that I have, right? Obviously, the time and the dates are the unknown factors. But just, you know, and I see like my brother with his trolley and probably with his, you know, the airport, because he's got this pink pig airport cushion thing. I don't know what you call it.
I think I want to be there.
Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. And my baby niece, of course, my dad, my sister-in-law, just welcoming them. I mean, I think I would need to take like I think the security at the airport and the police and everybody would just be like standing around me because like a bomb of emotion is about to explode. And I think the same can be said for all of our viewers and all of our listeners when we eventually get to be reunited. I mean, I've seen some videos of fathers being reunited with their newborn children that they never had the chance to see, and things like that. And as emotional as that is, and as moving as that is, my hope is that, and I've seen it's happening, and I hope it continues, that there's a shift in our priorities, that there is oh my God, I could shout this from the wall, from the roof, from the tops, because I consider myself young. I'm in my early 30s. I'm into everything that the young person is into, but I feel like there's this fundamental unbalance between what is truly important, what truly matters,
yes,
and what a lot of people are focusing on and getting lost in.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's great for the corporations, it's great for the brands, it's great for the industries that are making money from these things, from these obsessions. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. But at the end of the day, are these things going to bring us closer to who we are, to finding out who we are and what motivates us and what makes us happy?
Yeah.
Or are we going to continue, like a lot of us have been doing before this season of isolation, pursuing the things that bring us happiness just in that moment?
Yeah. And believing that they are like the holy grail.
Exactly, the be all and the end all.
Yeah, yeah. Because, for example, in business, it's the hustle, the hustle.
Always.
The hustle is,
get it.
It's the hustle. And I did that as well. I fell for that for
too.
a while,
oh my
right?
God, me too.
And I felt, oh my God. I felt so good when I came from my day job, and then sat down in a restaurant with my laptop and was working, on my business.
Oh my God, the cafe.
And the other thing, like reversed. I got up at 4:30 in the morning, went to a coffee shop, wrote my blog and stuff, and then went to work.
Yeah.
And I felt so good about it.
Because you did something for yourself.
I did it for myself, but I have to say though that the whole energy behind it, the hustle, was not necessary. I could have just tweaked the schedule.
That's why I say we don't see struggle stories, we only see success stories, and these quotes and these things, you need to sleep 2 hours a day in order to be successful. You need to be like the difference between dude, you need to work hard, you need to be focused, you need to work smart. I would say work smart more than work hard.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
And work soul aligned,
Absolutely.
I'm digging this topic for myself so much these days.
You said it, I don't know, you said it a few days ago, but you were on the phone with someone and you weren't, convinced or whatever, and you felt like if it's not a hell yes, then it is a hell no. And that goes for everything. If you're not doing something that you want to throw your hands, your feet, your legs, everything into and get deep into it and totally lost, take your watch off, don't even know that what time it is. Yeah. If you don't feel that about something,
then it's just a no. And I actually needed some reflection and a friend to help me with that, because I wanted to fit into the expectations. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It is
crazy. And it happens. That's what I'm saying. It's a constant thing. You need to constantly, hey, check. No, I'm not for this.
Exactly.
It's 2021. I'm sorry. It's 2021. We have more options. We have more. We're not living in the dark ages. We're not living when penicillin wasn't invented. This is the podcast platforms, online, internet, and you have it for free and you get it, so it's like there's so many more options out there. And coming back to the thing about connecting, we only realize this when we connect.
So much.
We only realize this when we connect,
and connection is reflection.
Exactly.
High five.
Connection is reflection. I like that.
Right?
Yeah, because if we are open to connecting, because connecting takes a lot of vulnerability as well.
It does.
You know? So if we're open to connecting and we're open to being honest and having these raw conversations and being honest, you know, I called my dad the other day and I was like, Daddy, I need guidance.
Yeah.
And even as I said that, I mean, I didn't even know I was going to say that, but even as I said that, I knew that's my truth.
Yeah.
That's my truth that's coming out of my lips.
Yeah, how
right
many
now.
times do you just have to talk about something
To realize
to
it for
gain
yourself.
clarity?
Exactly.
Right? The other person is not even like, you know.
Not even a role player most of the time.
Yeah, they don't have to say anything or give
just
like
a good listener.
yeah.
You
Just
know?
be there, you know, receive, like be the this satellite bowl, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
For
exactly.
me, please.
Exactly.
But it's so funny that but still you need the other person
Absolutely.
to be there,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And sometimes they say just one thing, you know,
Yes.
just the one thing,
Yes.
you know. Like my friend told me the other day after this call, she was like, they just don't resonate with you, and I was like, and it made click 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 click.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I was on the phone with my brother, I think on his birthday earlier in April, and he has a way of just saying immensely profound things, but in the most casual way, and it's like you feel like shifted. And we were talking about my career. I'm new in Switzerland. I've been here for 1 year. Corona has not been kind. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. And yeah, I will have the episodes where we go into the nitty gritty of careers and business and life paths and all of those things. And he said something, and it was basically he was accusing me of not focusing on my future.
Okay.
Which I felt offended by.
Yeah.
Because, hello, I left my country when I was 17 years old. I've been immensely focused on my future since day zero in my mind.
Yeah.
But in the last 2 years, if I was honest with myself, I was 1 foot in the past.
Yeah.
Or 2 feet in the past, if I'm being really honest. I was kind of like leading into my future, but my legs were still in my past.
Can't I be the person that I have been? You know, she was so much better.
It was so nice then. I had everything then. I had this. I had.
But who doesn't know that? I know that feeling so well. You know,
Absolutely.
I know it so well. But actually, you know, like you're living in the past, and I did. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know, my whole, you know.
Exactly.
I look
used
so
to be
much
so
better.
long, like
and
this, my jeans.
blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
But actually, like for reals,
Yeah.
if I, you know, like if my past self would see myself today,
True.
she would be so happy and so proud. She would be like, oh my god, you know, so much love because I've achieved so much for her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And really for her, like what I was saying from the inside out, you know.
Yeah.
So
I never thought about it like that. Like I never thought. Like I'm literally picturing. I used to have a you know, we had these school photos. I don't know if you guys had these school photos.
Totally.
They're all the same. They're all like. It's so retarded. It's so weird. It's so weird. And you have like a shiny forehead with your tie and your uniform, and you're like,
You didn't have uniform, so
I'm
everybody
gonna get
had like
straight A's.
No, everybody wanted to be the coolest with the clothes.
Oh yeah, no. And I used to look at these photos, and it would be like from 5 years before, from when, from, and I wouldn't even be able. That's me. You know, I'm the same person. I'm not the same person, but that's me, right?
That was you.
That was me.
Yeah.
And looking at that reflection, a reflection on that really helps you face your truths.
It does.
It really, because when I think and maybe this is one positive. Hey, social media is not that bad, but this is one positive thing. You know how Facebook and a couple of apps actually do that thing, memories.
Yeah.
So I had a picture pop up yesterday. It was me having coffee with a Korean friend of mine.
Yeah.
Maybe almost 10 years ago or something. She just gave birth last year, like a few months ago. She just gave birth and she got married and all of that. And we spoke about those things when we, you know, that was like 10 years ago. We spoke about, how it's going to be and will we have children. She was Korean and she was studying a dentistry. was studying dentistry in China,
Chasing me.
but what was sad for her was that she knew that she was studying something that she would never be able to get employed for in her country, because Korea doesn't recognize China's medical everything.
Yeah, the education basically.
Exactly, the qualification is not recognized in her country. So she knew that from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So she knew that she would be either settling in China or, I don't know, doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And she ended up settling in China, and she just had a baby and all of that. And she looks like she's having a wonderful life. But when I look at those photos from 10 years ago, we were complete idiots. We were complete idiots. Completely. Oh my god, I don't even want to get into it. And to see the growth, to see the development, it's such a beautiful thing, and it's such a proud thing. And I think we as women always have to take the time to look back at 5 years before us or 3 years before us and talk to ourselves as a sister. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god, yes, I do know what you mean, and I
Talk,
love it.
talk to ourselves as a sister and be like, hey sis, I see you sis, you've grown.
I'm
here
proud
for
of you.
and
look,
I'm here for
look, you made it, you made it. Like,
Exactly.
don't worry,
Exactly.
you're
Absolutely.
good, you're good, girl.
We keep waiting for, I'm talking to myself. I am, and my family knows this, my friends know this, I'm constantly looking for, the word is credit, but I'm constantly looking for acknowledgement. There's another word for recognition. It's also an R. Thank you, my Deutsch friend, for my English word. I'm constantly looking for recognition in my family. It's like a joke in my family. Like, I would be talking to my dad, or I'd be talking to whatever, and I get extremely angry, because I usually drop an idea anytime, and like 3 or 4 days or months later, my brother or my father or someone would say the exact same thing, and everybody would think, oh, it's brilliant. And I'd be like, I said that, I was here.
You're that girl.
I said it, but tell me, but why don't we give ourselves the recognition?
Oh, thank you so much.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why don't I give myself? And it's not about patting myself on the back. It's not about
No,
that.
it's an inner recognition. That's my game, That's my game. I'm working on that myself a lot.
Yes.
I did work on that. I'm just dropping my expertise here.
Of course.
No, that's literally what I was working through before I met Camilo,
Yes.
I realized in all my pain, of this broken relationship and not like getting to meet someone new, I was like, why, And I worked through all of that, like, what is my need, what are my needs, and why am I not giving this to myself, recognition. And it's not about I'm saying something smart, and I'm giving myself...
No, it's not. It's such a simple concept.
Yeah.
But we don't do it. We don't do it.
It's small things.
It's like a luxury. Things like inner recognition, self-care, these things, they are seen as, before at least,
they are seen as a luxury, but they are not. Exactly. They should be natural. Common sense.
Regular. Yeah, exactly.
I recognize myself. How do I recognize myself, right? Through listening what is going on inside of me, through giving myself rest when I actually need it, for saying no if I actually don't want to do something.
Oh my god, that's a whole thing.
That's a whole episode.
That's a whole thing. Saying no is a whole thing. God,
recognizing myself.
Yeah.
That's all, and there are many more needs that you can actually fulfill yourself. I'm working on that with my clients a lot.
Absolutely.
And it's so revealing. If I'm telling that, they hate me, I remember one client, she's coming today, and we had this thing, like, what is your actual need behind it? And it was this, and this. And I was like, okay, so journal on, what does it mean to you? And how can you fulfill it yourself? And she was like, I hate you.
Exactly. But that's the point. It's work. It's hard. It's hard. It's inner work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's harder than any labor you'll ever do.
Yeah, but to like finish this up.
Yeah.
She came the next time and she told me she found such beautiful solutions for herself. Like, she's someone, we uncovered as well that she loves nature and plants, she loves plants. So what she actually did was she took her journal on a nice sunny day and sat down in a park, you know, in the grass, like there was a tree and whatever. She said, you know, it was so beautiful when she described it. And actually she sat down there with her journal and just started writing, and she said it poured out of her.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I don't know, I just love that.
I love
so
that
much.
too. I love that too. Oh my God, I love that too. Oh my God, I love that too, because we need to just quiet all the noise down. All the noise, the pings on our phone, the voices in our head, the voices around us. All of that down. Ask ourselves these simple but extremely revealing and deep questions.
And you know the answer always.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Always.
We all know the answer, because to your own self be true.
Yeah.
You know?
We always do know the answer.
Truth is in us.
Yeah. It's just a thing of listening. It's just a thing of receiving. It may sometimes take time. You have to go pregnant with the question.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean that you don't know the answer. The answer is always coming.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That was deep.
That was so deep. But I guess that rounds it up,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. That totally rounds it up, man. Thanks.
It was awesome.
Thanks for giving me a hug. Oh. Yeah. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, your cat, your auntie, the lady that is talking shit about you behind your back, all of those people. And you will have our details, our profiles and everything. I don't even care about all of that. I want to hear from you guys. She wants to hear from you guys. Please connect and reflect.
How was it? What came up for you, right?
Yeah.
What came up for you? I think this is the most important question. Like, meanwhile you were listening, watching, what did actually come up for you? What resonated, you know?
Exactly.
What transformed inside of yourself, and what was really new for you? And just let us know what is
let
that,
us know.
you know? I want to know the juicy things.
Exactly. We wanna talk about it all. Get into it.
Right.
So that's it for today.
Okay.
Stacy J.
Linda Martinez.
Ciao. See you next time.
Did it record all the way?